Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm trying to. Oh. Okay, okay. I'm trying to fix something. Refresh page. I don't know why my kick is doing this. All right, I don't even know why I can't. Hear myself, but let me see. Sorry, it is my streaming platform that I need to. Oh, that's why. I think I was mute up here. I got multiple screens. Oh, that's why. I think I was mute up here. Okay. So let me give y'all. I got multiple screens. Oh, that's why. Some. I think I was mute up here. Okay. Feedback or so how I say. Let me give y'all. I got multiple screens. Content on some. I think I was mute up here. Okay. Feedback on what happened. Like what happened to me, or let me give y'all yesterday. So content on. It's sad to say that I was feedback on what happened. Well, after that, I'm not going to say or talk. My niece came yesterday. So it's sad to say that I was feedback on what happened. Well, after that, I'm using YouTube Studios, and so to be honest, I always stream off of Streamlabs. I really never did this, but I'm using Streamlabs too. And so, to be honest, I always stream on. I really never did YouTube Studio, but anyways, Streamlabs too. And okay. So, to be honest, let me give y'all some back content. So I was working at a company, of course. Okay, so a huge. Let me give y'all some business company content. I was contracted out. Was working at I think I started with this company 2019 in July. I was contracted out. I was in this company for 5 years. 2019 I then went in. So because I was contracted out in this company, I wasn't for in the business. If you know how contracted out is. Okay. Then went in. So because I was contracted when I helped in the business, if you know lady how contracted out call is. Her okay. Then went in. Sarah. So I was patrolling, and I helped this named lady. Her name is Sarah. And she turned to me. She was like, Sarah, so there's a position open, and don't worry about it. I can put a good word in. I think we need a person. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Sarah. So I talked to the manager, which his name was Kevin, of the position, and he's like, Shawnee's fill out the application. Did it is I have my recommendations for all my supervisors. I which has never had any issue with supervisors, managers. I even been a supervisor and a manager. I have my recommendations, and I'm telling you all this because so y'all can have like a little backstory on what happened to me yesterday. And I'm telling you, so why I was contracted out for 5 years, of course I met people inside. So y'all can have like a inside the business. And I know what happened to me, a lot of people there. So why I was let's just say that. Met people inside. So y'all can have like a inside the business. And I know what happened to me, a lot of people there. So why I was let's just say that. I also met friends there that I hang out outside of work with that, I was in, I'm in their family, I go to family functions with them and stuff like that. That's life. That happens anywhere you go. So, I'm in their family. So I ended up meeting, that's life. That happens anywhere you go. So, I'm in their family. So I ended up meeting, that's life. That happens anywhere you go. So, I'm in their family. So I ended up meeting, my accounts. Life. That happens anywhere you go. So, I'm in their family. So I ended up meeting, my accounts is saying that happens anywhere you go. My chat is not working, but I'm sorry for technical difficulties. Okay, it says down. Okay, my chat is not working. I'm just trying to make sure all my stuff is on. Technical difficulties. Okay, it says down. Okay, my chat is not working. I'm just trying to make sure all my stuff is on. Technical difficulties. I haven't been on her in a minute, so I have to authorize a lot of things, but I'm just trying to make sure. Bear with me. I haven't been on her in a minute, so I have to authorize a lot of things, but I'm just trying to make sure. Bear with me. I haven't been on her in a minute, so I have to authorize a lot of things, but I'm just trying to make sure. Bear with me. Okay. Now I have all of it. I haven't been on her in a minute, so I meet Kevin. I did the application. The interview was short. Okay. Now I have all of it. Only so because when he took me into, I did the application. The interview, the lab was, I knew the short. Now I have professors. Only because every day when he took me into, when I was security, so I was security, I was contracted, out. Every day, these two gentlemen, one was Mediterranean. I was security, so the other gentleman, he was out. Every day, these two gentlemen, but they always used to bring me coffee. So they always be like, bring me coffee or hot chocolate, and then they'd be like, thank you and stuff like that. So those two gentlemen that I received coffee and hot chocolate with, was there, and then they'd be like, thank you, and stuff like that. So that is crazy. So that's just how life works. And hot chocolate. So I go and they like, like they said my name. So that's just how life works. And they was just like, hire her, and they was like, we know you have to go through the process. And they like, like I'm like, they said my name. How you doing? I miss y'all. This. So. And they was just like, the interview was very short. They was like, we know you have to go through the process. I got the job, and the job is rough. It is rough. I had another. The interview was very LA, but I with me, she was great. We worked together, no issues, no nothing. We all got the job done. But Kevin did more as a supervisor and a manager with me. He stepped in and he did, he helped us out. We all got the job done more than his job description even said, and I like people like that. People that do help, people that's in a higher position and have employees, and they just don't sit there and be like, you do this, you do this, you do this, and just sit there and be like, people that's in a higher position meetings and have employees. I'm sorry, and they just don't I cannot help you. Like, you do this, that type of stuff. He was always like, yes, give me a moment. I'll be right down there, Skittles, and I'll help you. And and they just I love him. Even my boss in security loved him. He was always he even gave me a recommendation to go inside this building as well. Love him. So all my recommendations was people that I worked with inside a recommendation to go inside this building. It's a nonprofit business as well. So all my recommendations was people that I worked with inside a recommendation. I have speakers right here, and I can hear it's a nonprofit business as well. So all my recommendations was. So this is a let's talk about it. BarTableTalk, because some things need to be talked about. Some awareness need to come about. So I get the job. I've been there since 2023. It is now 2026, so you can do the math. Some awareness and see how long come about. So I get the job. I've been there since 2023. It is now 2026, so you can do the math. So and see how long I was there. So the LA, which is my worker, she left August 23. They left me being was there. So by myself. The LA, which is my Kevin was still there. She left. We did a lot of things together. We were a team, even though it was just two of us, right? The LA then found out that Kevin was still there. Kevin, we did a lot of things together. And let's say the end two of us, right? The LA then found out that Kevin, we did a lot like going into 2020. Let's say the end. Yes, I think the end of 2024. Then found out that Kevin, like going into left. So he left January 3rd. So yes, I think the end of when he left, he was the supervisor, he was the manager and stuff like that. So left. So he left January. I have a manager of operations. So when Kevin left, it kind of left us in a bind, and I was officially by myself. So the manager of operation had put Sarah in a position. Sarah been there for a long time. I was officially by myself. She was a senior LA and she was a coordinator. Sarah. So that is understandable. Like a person that's been there for 15 plus years in LA and she was a coordinator. The person that was the manager, that person ends up being a manager. No problem. That was not my problem. A person that's been there for 15 plus years. So but when I was first the person that was the manager in LA, I was no problem. That was I always used to talk to Sarah. Me and Sarah used to listen to oldies together. We even played when I was first, like we used to bring our guitars. LA, we would play chess together. So we built up a good co-worker relationship. As you should. When you have a job, so we built up a good. Sarah becomes how do you say? So I think as you should. 2025 of that year, you have a job. So we built up a Sarah becomes my supervisor. Great. So we come back from winter break. It's January. Now Sarah's in her supervisor. Well, she was interim supervisor position, but break. You know how business works. They gave her that. Come back from winter break. It's January. So she's, and as me, I'm always open to changes. I'm always, if you tell me something, if you want something done that way, I would do it that way. And as me, so she came in, she changed a lot of rules. Okay, if you tell me I'm the type of person is, okay, I roll with the flow. How you want it done? Let me know how you want it done. Boom, email me. If you have a list for me, so she came in, she email me that list. I already have my job things to do as well as that how you want it done. So I'm like, okay, boom, email me. If you have it was going great until I already have Sarah had to my job on medical leave as well as for the whole month of March. So I'm like, okay, boom. If you have I'm just giving y'all little bits and pieces. Sarah had to that left me by myself, of course. So I'm like, okay, I'm the type of person is. I'm with the punch. Okay, I have no supervisor. That left me, and it's just me by myself. I have 3 labs. I'm the type of person is, and I manage with the punch. Manage it. Okay, I have just supervisor, just well, and no one said thank you. 3 labs. No one said anything. I'm the type of person. I was just left to handle everything myself. My manager of operation, no one said thank you. Wasn't there? No one said anything. Well, she really don't know what we do. She's a manager of operations, but all staff is under her, but she doesn't know exactly. Like she has the gist of what we do. Well, she really don't know what we do. She's really never heard anything from her. I took a couple of vacations. Exactly. So doing that month where I was by myself, I sprung my feet because I was overworked. I was overworked, and I didn't even know you can sprain your feet on the top. Where I was by myself, everybody's like, "Oh, you sprained your ankle." No, I was overworked. I was overworked, the top of my feet, so I couldn't bend. Didn't know that until I went to the emergency. Everybody's like, "Oh, you sprained your ankle." My feet was swollen for about 3 or 4 days, and I was like, top doesn't look right, so I couldn't bend. So I go. Everybody's like, "Oh, you sprained your ankle." So I'm on allowed now. I have to use my sick because now I'm in a boot, so I couldn't bend. So I come back to work. I'm I have like a brace on my foot. Are those weird? Now shoes that they give you, like with the is they blue and then the bottom is just white. They so uncomfortable. I have like a brace on my foot. Are those weird? Excuse me. So I come back. I continue working. Is they blue and then the bottom is just white. Because I'm a hard-working woman. I have like a brace. And I didn't work 2 jobs my whole life. So when I got this job, I actually went to one. When I got into this business, I actually went to one job. So fast forward, Sarah comes back, and I didn't work 2 jobs my whole life. And Sarah's like, "Oh, we need to have a meeting. I need to put everything together to see what you did for the whole month. I wasn't here." Now, mind you, and Sarah's like, "Oh, we need to have a meeting. She's the boss. I need to put nothing together. Put everything together. I have a list, and on this list, trust and believe, I made copies of everything I did. Everything that was done daily. So I made copies. I checked it. I highlighted it. And if I couldn't finish that day, I put it on my list for the next day and added it to the list because she made this list up. I highlighted it. This was her list. So I'm going off of the list she gave me Monday through Friday. Yes. And I put the time I finished, the time I started, the date, and everything. So I used to copy them because I always kept my own copy. And just so I can reference back, like if she said, "Well, this wasn't done," I can bring my book and say, I used to copy them because I always kept my own copy. And what was the date? Just so I can reference back, like if she said, "Well, this wasn't done," I can bring my book and say, I used to copy them. It was done at 9 a.m. I finished that at what was the date? 9:30 a.m. on this date, this and this. So I was very precise. It was done at 9 a.m. when it comes to documentation and everything else. So we had this meeting. So I was very, which I actually still got the recording on my phone. So when it comes to documentation and everything else. So we had the meeting with, I was sitting there, which I actually still got the recording on my real when it comes fucking fast. Went left. She has said, the meeting, I noticed that which I actually still got the recording on my you didn't, the table was not clean. So mind you, she has said it's a metal table. I noticed that. So we use a lot of chemicals. We use water a lot. So the metal tables, sometimes have calcium on it, and CRL. Everybody use CRL. Sometimes CRL don't work, but sometimes you have to let it sit there and stuff like that. So everything was clean. She picked CRL. Everybody use CRL. Sometimes CRL that had don't work, but water, calcium, let it sit there and stuff like that. So everything was clean. She picked CRL. Everybody use CRL. Water, sometimes calcium don't work, but she said that is not clean. So everything was clean. I said yes, it is. That is calcium. I was looking for the CRL, and she was like, well, she said that is not clean. That is not acceptable. I said, yes, it is. She said, then I see that you did not check the truck. And she was like, well, and run the truck. So we have a truck. It's a big refrigerator truck. She said, then I see that you did not this truck been dead. And she was like, well, and run the truck for a while. So we have a truck. The truck been dead since Kevin left. Said, then I see why? Because this truck, I was the only employee, and I had for a while my hands full. The truck been dead doing Kevin left. Why? Because 3 people's job. I was the only employee, and I had for a while. So I knew that truck would not start. So I had told her, you was aware that truck went dead when Kevin was here. I knew that and she was like, well, you should have did a work order. So I had told her, you was aware that truck went dead. Did do the work order. Kevin was here. I knew that and she was like, well, you should have did a work order. That has to do with facilities now. So the guy that I know of, he knew that he needed to put a new batteries in there, and this truck has 2 batteries. She then proceeded to say, so the guy that I know of, well, you should have still went over there. I said, how can I go check a truck that I know that is dead? She then proceeded to say, so the guy that I like, do that make sense? Well, you should have still went over there. I said, how can I please tell me, do that make sense? I'm checking a truck that is dead. Like, do that make sense? So she raised her voice at me, and I was trying to talk, and she was like, "Let me talk, let me talk," and I'm like, so I just be quiet, listen to her voice at me. I raised my voice a little bit, let me just a tad bit, because she was very dismissive to me. I could not get a word out. I couldn't even. I raised my voice. Now, mind you, Sarah haven't been in my lab for years because she was very dismissive. Years. I could not get a word out. Now she's my supervisor. I raised my voice. Now, so we still in this meeting. I am furious. My eyes is. I could not get. Man, my eyes was red. I am livid because number 1, I was a manager, I was a supervisor. You do not. My eyes is. You do not yell at your eyes was red at all. I am livid because number 1, I was a manager, I was a supervisor. Sarah's yelling at me. She's just like, oh, the table's not clean. Yell at your eyes. She's just like, you want to see it? So she
mind you, this meeting was in my office. She comes out, she points at the table, and I'm like, that is calcium. She's just like, you need CRL. She's like, mind you, this meeting was that is not office. She then proceeds to take a scrubber at the table, and I'm like, and mind you, she's just like, Sarah is like 64. She's like, she takes a scrubber. That is not. She scrubs this metal tip to take a scrubber, and I'm watching her. And I'm like, and mind you, and she's like, see, it's taking off, and I was like, she takes a way too dry. She scrubs this. Everybody know that water, calcium, and mind you, and it looks clean when there's water on there, but when it dries, everybody know that. So water, calcium, when it looks clean when there's water on there. So she did proceed to turn to me when it dries face and said, "No." So and pointed in my face and said, "This is not a manager." So she did proceed to turn to me when it dries. This is a LA job in my face. That said. I didn't proceed to look at not a manager. I was raised to respect my job. This is a but in the back of my head, I wanted to drag. I didn't proceed to look at that lady. I was raised to respect my job. And just whop, whop, whop. I wanted to drag. You are at work, so I can't be professional. I went back in my office and I sat down. Whop, whop, and I said, whop. But this is crazy. At work, so I can't. You leave for a whole month. I handle everything in my office, and I said, while you're gone, you come back, and out of everything that was done, that I did, I even did exams by myself. And it's multiple exams, by the way. While you're gone, I have to set up, break down, clean up. I have to do a lot. I even did exams.
And it's more to this job. It's a lot more. But I'm just giving y'all.
I have to set up, break down, clean up. We go. Like now I'm talking to myself in my
it's a lot
saying that, you know what?
But I'm just giving y'all.
So first of all, I did not know that my partner was on the phone because I had my beats in. I thought I hung up the phone. I had put my phone down. So I did not know that. So I get a text where I'm saying I'm late. That's after this the phone because I had my beats. It was a recording. I thought I hung up the phone. I had put my phone down. So I did not. I listened to the recording. I get a text where I'm saying I'm late. That's after this the phone because I had my beats. It was a recording. People forget that iPhones can record conversations. Yeah, keep that in mind. So, people forget that after work, I was livid. I was mad because you don't talk to anybody like that. I don't care if you keep that in mind. If you're a supervisor, a manager, anybody, you don't talk to your employees like this. So I knew I was mad because she was wrong. She didn't say thank you, Shanice, for taking care of everything. She picked two things that I did not do. Out of that, I knew I was mad because she was wrong. She didn't say thank you, Shanice, for taking care of everything. So I go two things that I did not do. So the next day, boom. She gave me stuff to do, but I noticed that she is. So I go two things that I did not like. So the watching me, boom. Like watching me, like I go to the restroom. Stuff to do. I come out the restroom. Oh, it don't take you 30 minutes to go to the restroom. First of all, like you cannot tell me anything about my restroom. Watching me, like I go to the restroom. You really come out the restroom. Oh, it don't take you 30 minutes to go to the restroom. Now you can tell me something about my tins, but you can't tell. But you can't tell me nothing about my restroom breaks. It's a restroom break. So I made sure that I was on my Q's and P's, but you can't tell. But you can't tell me nothing. So that was a bad experience. So with I made sure Sarah. That I was on my Q's and P's. So it got really bad. So that was I had a meeting with my manager operation. Now, mind you, my manager operation, this is her manager. So that she put in charge. It got we sat down. Really bad. I had everything documented. I had times, dates where I was being yelled at in front of students. That she put in charge. We sat down and everything else. So my manager operation have all this documentation and everything else. She said I would talk to her. I said that because of our first meeting, I do not want to have a meeting with her. I don't want to be in the same room with her. She said I would. If we do have a meeting, can it be all of us? Because I was trying to solve the problem. Because I'm at this point, I'm like, the work is done. What's the issue? Because I was trying to solve the problem. What's the issue? At this point, I'm like, the work is done. What's the issue? So yeah, what's the issue? She was like, yeah, sure. So my manager operation, and this is during the summer, by the way. She leaves. She go on her vacation. So I'm still dealing with Sarah. She was like, yeah, sure. Sarah, so the work became worse. And this is during the summer. And I can tell that probably she leaves. She go on her vacation. The manager of operation talked to her. It became worse. Like, yeah, sure. To the point where it became controlling. And I can tell that, and it became a toxic work environment. So the manager of operation talked to her. I didn't know that at this time I was developing anxiety, and I never had it, and it became a toxic work environment. So I did not know. I just knew my mind was this time I didn't want to go into the building. So sometimes I was pacing outside. So I had a old coworker. She was she was older than me. And she would talk to me, and she would be like, "So sometimes okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I had a old coworker. I could not go. She was she was older than me. And we had students there, and I know the students because now they was second year students. But been knowing them since they were first years. And I had to focus my mind on them students being there. Only because I did not want to be in that lab by myself, if you understand what I'm saying. On them students. So only because I did. That's how I made it through some of the stuff, but by myself, if you understand my panic attacks kept getting worse and worse and worse. So I was like, okay, something is not right. I went to the doctor. The doctor diagnosed me with severe anxiety. Put me on anxiety medication. Worse and worse and then around this time, it's almost to the doctor. School, like severe anxiety. This organization is about to start another block. And so around this time, excuse me, another block. So like I'm just like, okay. So my dredge was longer than this block. When I seen another block. So well, they gave me a therapist too as well. Forgot to say that. So anxiety medication and a therapist. I'm talking to my therapist, but every day it was just getting worse and worse and worse. Because I ended up going to HR because, and I know HR is not for the HR is for the therapist people. But every day, but I had all the documentation. I had all because I ended up going to HR. And Sarah was not trying to give me my vacation as well, which I deserve my vacation. I saved up my vacation time. I want my motherfucking vacation. And Sarah was, and I was going to use my vacation for mental health. I deserve my vacation because of this anxiety I now got. I want from being in a toxic and I work environment. Vacation for so I go to HR. I now got. I want from being the lady was like, oh no, and I work you can use your sick how you want to, and I go to I'm gonna talk to your manager of operation. If she don't have a problem with it, then the lady was like, "Oh no, you're fine. You can use your." Sarah was trying to say how you. I had a doctor's note. She was trying to say that I need to come back to work. No. No, you don't. You're fine. Well, no, I don't. Sarah was trying to say I do not need to come back to work. It is a sick day. I have a doctor's note. I need to come back to work. A doctor's appointment. No, you don't. You're fine. Well, I'm taking a sick day. I do not need to come back to work. She said no. You need to be back at work. She said, when is your appointment? I said my appointment's at 11:30. She was like, oh, okay. Well, I expect you back at like 1 or 2. She said no. You need to be back using my sick day. So HR said, HR. She was like, oh, okay. Well, I told her you can't do that. Like 1 or 2. So no. Here come exams. So HR said, and I was going through anxiety and stuff like that. So HR, workers' comp, I was dealing with them. They sent me to their people. So I was on my phone because they sent me a code or whatever, and I was filling out paperwork on my phone, on my work computer email. They sent me to their. Sarah then proceeds to come in my office. On my phone because they sent me a code or whatever, and I was filling out paperwork on my phone. She was like, email. Where was you? And I said I escorted all the students to the next exam, and I proceeded to come back to my office. She was like, I did not see you. Where was you? At the other lab. I said, I never said I went inside. I said I went back to. I proceeded to go with them, and I opened the door. I did not make sure everybody got in, and I proceeded back to my office. And then I got a text from my HR with the code that I needed for the paperwork or whatever. And then so she was just like, she was like, oh, okay. I turned around and she was like, what did I tell you about having your personal devices at work? And this business pays me. She was like, okay. To have my personal. What did I tell you about having your personal devices at work? And they pay me an incentive in my business pays me. She was like, okay. So there's not no policy on it. I can use my phone. I was just like, so I was trying to tell her, but like always, she was yelling. And this is doing an exam, by the way. I was just like, I was trying to tell her, but like trying to tell her that this was for. She then came to my office. She then put her two hands on my desk and got in my face. I was trying to tell her, but like and said, "Didn't I tell you? You can't use your personal device." And put her. She was so close that when somebody's so close to you, you had to do one of these. Didn't I tell you? Like use your personal device. And put her. So I'm like, this is work related. Then she's like, oh. And then I turn back around. Then she walks out the door. She comes back in the door. So I'm like, and she's just like, well, you should have said that in the first place. Then she's like, oh. And then I turn back around. You did not allow me to speak. You don't allow me to speak. You don't allow me to defend myself of everything that you're trying to accuse me of. Like, I'm getting emails, mass emails from this woman. You don't allow me to speak. You don't allow me to defend myself. She told my manager of operation that you're trying to accuse me. I yelled in her face. I said, oh, now I am the angry black she told my manager of operation that you're trying to accuse me. I yelled in her
Sarah
face.
was
I said,
Caucasian.
oh, now. So I went to the HR. And I said, she got in my face. HR said, do you want to file an investigation? I said, yes. Gave them witness. I went to the HR. Upon witness. And I said, she got in my face. HR said, do you want to file an investigation? So the investigation took, gave them a witness. I went to the HR. Upon witness. And I said, she got in my face. That's how long they took. Doing that investigation. So the investigation escalating a whole year. So, every night, you do work, you have anxiety pills, you talk to your therapist. My for some reason my dress was falling out. Didn't know. I just thought that what, I need to work. You have anxiety pills. Make sure I need to change stuff with my regimen for my hair. But my therapist told me, she's like, no, Shani, that is due. That's because that's because you have high anxiety. I was like, what? So then mentally, I'm like, I'm in a very bad place. I was like, what? In this work environment, very bad for my hair to be falling out. And I don't play when it comes to my hair. I'm going on very bad place. 10 years. I was like, what? 10 years. My hair in this work environment, very bad for my hair to be falling out. And I don't play when it comes to my hair. That was down, down to my chest. Very bad. It broke off. I was like, 10 years. My hair is still very bad for my hair to be falling out. But my hair is long. My hair was longer than this. So I was like, okay. I contacted workers comp and I said that, but my hair I need to go out on stress. My hair was longer. They said okay. I was like, okay. Another colleague and said, Shanice, I will help you if you need help because I had to go out on stress leave and I'll tell you everything. They said, okay. She was so nice. She didn't help me. Another colleague, workers comp did not tell me that we can go to Kaiser, and that's where all my medical stuff is. So I was like, I want to go to Kaiser on a job. Sooner I went to Kaiser on a job that day. Did not tell me that. That doctor put me out. And he put me out for a whole month. We were starting academic year in August. He didn't. He said no, Shani. That doctor put me out. He was like, he put me out for a whole month. And then he made a follow up with him for the next month. Academic year in August. And then I get a call from one of my colleagues saying that Sarah left. And then he made a follow up. Now Sarah was my anxiety. And then I get but the person that I am, I couldn't leave that lab like that. That lab would have been now Sarah was my it's August 6th. I came back to work August 11th. But the person that I am, I couldn't leave that from lab like that. That lab would have I was supposed to come back August 28th, but it's August 6th. I felt a relief that knowing that Sarah wasn't there no more. My mind just calmed itself down. I was supposed to come back. I was able to eat. I was able to drink. I felt the anxiety is a motherfucker. Sarah wasn't there. My mind just calmed itself down. So everybody that has anxiety, I feel you. Anxiety is a motherfucker. I understand. My mind just calmed itself down. Yeah. So everybody that has anxiety. I feel you. And I just want to say, I understand. Thank you all for getting out the bed. Because with anxiety, sometimes it's hard to even get out of bed. I just want to say, it's hard. It was hard for me to even get out of bed. Like I had to play mind games. It's hard to for myself to open that door. And my therapist said, Shani, it's because you had a fear. You did not want to go to work, so every time that fear became bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was like, for myself to open that door. She is right. My therapist said, Shani, all my panic attacks was due to the fear of the interaction with Sarah. The fear of being targeted. All my panic attacks by Sarah, and I was the only employee with Sarah. So the fear of I go targeted, and now I'm just like, oh, she's not there no more. But I also have the manager job. So I'm also still doing two targeted. And now I'm just like, oh, she's not there no more by myself. But I also have this took 6 months. So they did not find me another supervisor. They did not find me another LA. And if you don't know what LA is, it's a lab assistant, a VA. They did not find me another supervisor, kind of like a VA. They did not find me another LA. You don't know what LA is. So I was doing the work of lab assistant manager. They did not find me wave coordinator, kind of like a VA. They did not find me lab assistant. You don't know what LA is. So I was doing the work, and I managed manager for 6 months by myself. Wave coordinator, so when like a VA. The job posted came, lab assistant for the lab manager. So I was doing why not apply? I've been doing it for 6 months. You know, I've been doing it for 6 months. Why not? The job posted. All my recommendations came from the faculty members there. Why not apply? It was posted, you know, Saturday. I've been doing it for 6 months. Why not? I applied to it Saturday. I was playing no games. I applied to it Saturday. Why not apply? It was posted. I was denied by my manager of operations. I applied to it within Saturday. I was playing no games. I applied to it Saturday. Why not apply? It was posted. I have a lot of experience. By my manager of operations. I applied to it a lot within Saturday. I was playing. So I said, "Oh, okay." I applied to it Saturday. You think she came to me and she thanked me? I have a lot of. You think she said anything? You think she checked up on me like, Shanice, how you doing? So I said, "Oh, nah." Okay. Nah. You think she came to me and she thanked me? I have a lot of. You think she said anything? You think she checked up on me? Like, not at all. How you doing? So I said, "Oh, nah." Okay. So, nah. You think she came to me and she thanked me? One of the colleagues came to me and they started doing interviews for the lab manager position. I said, one of the colleagues came to me. I already applied. I was the first person applied. I was the first person that got denied. So how it works is you can until they find someone, that's when they close out the job. They haven't found no one. So when I applied, it was open, but she went in and until they find someone, dismissed me. That's when they closed my application. They haven't found no one. So when I applied, I knew of a person that was there, and she was a lab assistant back in 2019. I went looking for her because I'm more like, okay, if I'm going to have a boss, it's going to be somebody that knows the job. That was there, and she was a lab assistant. She wasn't there. Then I found out that she I went looking for her was on more like, okay, she interviewed, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Come on now, we knew she was going to get the job. Then I knew she was going to get the job. Was, kudos to her. I wasn't mad. She has nothing to do with this beef. This beef that's upon me by, I don't know why, because my manager of operation has a personal issue with me. Don't know why. I've been knowing my manager of operations by, I don't know why, because when I was contracted out, she was in facilities. Then when she moved to, don't know why. Another college, I knew of that. Then when she hired me, she actually hired me by me. Then she thought I was another African American woman. So I know that crazy, but she hired me. She actually hired me by me. She so I so I know that. So but now I have a lab manager. I appreciate the lab manager. She came in. She did not dismiss me. She said she needed help because she haven't did this. She haven't been here, and I was like, sure. I was willing to help her. We are good together as in a work environment. She asked for my opinions, and I was like, sure. I was willing to help her. Even though she doesn't have to because she's the manager. She still does because I think in her mind she's just like, well, she asked for my opinions, and I was like, sure. I was willing to help her. Even though she doesn't have to because she's the manager. She still does, and I have. I think in her mind, and I did her job for 6 months. And I was like, sure, I was willing to help her. So she came in. She came in. We developed trust between. We just developed trust. We was working on our communication towards each other and stuff like that. And that's what a manager do to the employees. we developed trust. So, we was real busy, and since I'm the only lab assistant there, I was doing a lot of things. She was also helping me as well. So, and my manager of operations is Hispanic. My now manager of the lab is Hispanic. So I'm still the only lab assistant now, and it's been almost 3 years. Katie left lab in 2024. So we are in 2026. So the manager was like, "Oh, I'm fit to review for the other lab assistant," and she did. She got me another lab assistant, which just started this week. She's another Hispanic, and the reason why I'm telling y'all race is because y'all need to know this, which just started this week, and it's all gonna come together. So, and the reason why I'm telling you, I know everything. I'm doing my job. She's doing her job. I'm refreshing her on some things. I'm showing her how all these labs work, how everything go, calendar, this. I know everything. My job. So let's fast forward to yesterday. I'm showing her how all these labs work, how everything goes. Someone lost the company car keys. Don't know where these keys at, but they was lost. They was lost. So someone lost the company. They don't know where these. So I had to go to facilities to get their keys. They was lost. So they was like, "Okay, where's y'all keys?" I said, "I don't know." My manager now she knows that they're lost. My manager of operation knows they're lost. So they was like, "Okay, where's y'all keys?" I said, "I don't know." Of course. I know everybody. Now she knows that at this place. My manager of operation like they're because I took the truck, the F-150 one time to get the tire changed, and you just charge it under the business account at this place. So he's like, "Chinese, go get the keys, charge it under the business account, and then I'll charge your college." I was like, "Okay, no problem." F-150. My manager knew that I was doing all this, and you just charge it under. So the other day, I got the copies of the keys made sure everything worked and stuff like that. Gave facilities back their keys, and now we have a set of keys. Now, mind you, these set of keys do not stay with us. These set of keys go to my manager of operation. I've been wanting to get these set of keys for 4 years. It's just easy on me when I go do my pickups from the VCAs. So I go. So year after year, my manager of operations is like, "No, y'all can't have the keys. The keys stay in my office." So I would have to go to the administration, and they go on remote days on Thursdays. They on remote days. So when I need the keys, there no one's there. So I would have to go to no one's there. Administration. So I can't even do my job. They go on remote days on Thursdays. So my boss. So when I need the keys, "Okay, well, I'm gonna talk to her." Like she knows the background, so she just wouldn't give me the keys. She was like, "Well, I am gonna talk to her," and then I proceed to tell my manager, "Do not tell." Like she knows the background, so she's my manager of operation that I made a copy of the keys. She was like, "Well, I am gonna talk to her." I got us another set. Do not tell. And my manager of operation looked at me. She said, "But I'm giving you the credit right now amongst us." And I said, "Thank you." Do not tell. And my manager of operation looked at me. She then proceeded to go to her manager, "But I'm giving you the credit, the manager right of operation, amongst us." And tell her that, "Oh, we made a, I made a copy of the keys, mind you. I did all the work," but she couldn't say I did all the work to the manager of operation. And tell her that, "Oh, she then made a said, I know in the past you didn't let, I don't know did what happened that, but they couldn't keep the keys in the lockbox. The keys, the lockbox of our keys are in my office." Said, "I know in the past then the manager of operation proceeds to say, "Oh, they couldn't keep the keys in the lockbox. You can keep the keys. You can keep the keys in the lockbox." My office. Then my manager proceeds to come back to me and said, "Oh, they couldn't keep the keys. You can keep the Chinese. You can keep the keys in the lockbox." My office. She let me. Manager proceeds to come back to me and say, she's letting us keep the keys. You can keep the Chinese. I'm like, So my manager is behind me. I turned like this to look at her, and when she said she allowed me to keep the keys in the lockbox, I just turned around like this. My manager is behind me and said, I turned like this to look at her, and when she said she allowed me to keep the keys in the lockbox, I was livid. My manager is behind me and said, I turned like this. You didn't even give me a chance to become the manager. I was livid, even though I was doing a job for 6 months. You then keep things from me. You didn't even give me like I understand y'all, but like, well, it's some fucking keys. Well, I was livid. Even though the keys was always supposed to be with me because I'm the only one that drives the keys. I was the only employee. I was like, I understand y'all, but like, well, it's some fucking keys. Well, I was doing the job. The keys was so I'm like, okay, so because I'm the only one that drives this manager operation says she advocates for employees. She doesn't. When I needed her to check her supervisor, she didn't. She went on vacation. This manager that would lead me to think that you don't give a fuck. Let me go to HR. So the manager of operation, I know she doesn't like me because I went to HR. That would and then after the investigation was done, let me go to HR. My manager of operation wrote me up for sending a email because I went to HR. After I clocked out. And then after the investigation I was still working. So my manager operation HR said Shani still need to get paid for it. But yet she wrote me up. And I still have the right up to this day. I was still working. So because she wrote me up, it says that I cannot use my phone without my supervisor but yet or manager permission. And I still have the right up to this day. Since I didn't have a manager, because she wrote me up, it says that I did not use my phone. So therefore, no one could contact but yet or manager. And I didn't use my phone. Since I went to VCAs, and if I couldn't get a hold of nobody, I proceeded to come back to campus. I delayed a lot of things myself. I'm just going by the policy now. The write-up you just gave me for no apparent reason. And I get a incentive to a lot of things. Okay. I'm just going by the policy now. So I was livid yesterday. Why? Because this is not the first time that this lady has something personal against me. So I was livid yesterday. Why? Because this is not the first time. It's sad that my manager has something on my manager of operations that Shawnee's did this. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I did the work. I did this. She has to lie and say she did that. Shawnee's did this. Like, you get what I'm saying? But this is not the first issue. The second issue was I was standing outside talking to I was with another colleague. She's Hispanic. We was talking. But this is not the first guys. The second issue was I was standing outside right in front of my manager of operation because she has a window. I was with another colleague. She's Hispanic. We was talking. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing to my manager. Right in front of my manager of operation because she has. Because sometimes it's sometimes I don't take my tens. I take my tens a little bit late. So I was taking the 10 and I was walking. I like to, walk. So, because sometimes I was talking to the same gentleman sometimes I don't take my 10s. I take my 10s with my colleague late. So I was taking the 10 and I was walking. A different day. It was just me though. So, because sometimes. So I'm talking to him and he's telling me that she keeps looking at me. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna go in my lab. A different day. That's the same week we had exams, and I was walking back. So I'm talking to him, and he's telling me that she keeps looking at me, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go walking back and forth. That's the same week we had exams, and I was walking back
So
and
I'm
forth.
talking
And
to her, she's telling me that she
so the next Monday, my manager had
walking
a
back and
meeting
forth.
with her.
That's the same week we had exams,
And
I was walking back
so
and
I'm
forth.
talking
And
she
she's telling me that
didn't say how is
so
Shanice.
the next Monday, my
manager had
walking
a
back
meeting
and forth.
with her.
That's the same week we had exams,
And
I was walking back.
she said she does her work.
Didn't
If
say
I give her
how
a
is
list,
Shanice.
she completes the list. Like
Walking back
she's
and
a good
forth.
employee.
That's the same week we had exams,
And
she
and mind
said
you, my manager
she
told
does
me
her
all
work.
this.
Didn't
If
say
I give her
how is
and every
Shanice.
time my manager
She
comes back and she says she has good and bad news, I already know it's
good employee.
something about me. And mind you, my manager told me always something about me. And every time my manager comes back and she says she has good and bad news, I already know it's
doing nothing
something about
my
motherfucking job. And mind you, my manager told me always something about
all I be
me.
doing is
And every time my manager comes back and she says she has good and bad
So,
news, I already
I
know
wouldn't be
it's
doing nothing
something about
my
motherfucking
She
job.
then
My manager
proceeds
always something
to
about all I be
tell
doing.
me.
And every time my manager comes back
And I was like, oh,
so,
okay.
I wouldn't be doing nothing something about my motherfucking
She then proceeds
always something
to
about all I be
tell
doing.
me.
And every time
And I
and I
was
was like,
oh, okay.
she was just like, yes. And she said another thing. She said she noticed you outside talking to one of the facility guys, and I said yes. I was on my break. She was just like yes, and she said another. My manager was like, she said she
I know
noticed you
Shanice.
outside. I then told her that if you do see her out there, she's on her break. She likes to get out the lab. She likes to walk. And also she goes to the bookstore.
She said she
I know
noticed you
Shanice.
outside.
It's sad that my new manager have to defend me.
See her out there. She's on her break. She
And
likes
I
to get
told
out
my
the lab.
manager,
She likes to
okay,
walk.
well, I would not
And
walk
also she goes to the bookstore.
She said she
I know Shanice.
out the front
It's
door.
sad that my new
I
manager
would
have to defend
proceed to
me.
walk out the back door.
And I told
That
my
is
manager,
sad to
like,
say
okay, well, I
that
would
I
not
cannot
walk.
go out the front door of where I work
It's sad that my
because
I
my
would
manager
proceed to
operation
walk out the back
is going to say
And
something to
that
my
is sad
manager
to say
that I cannot go out the front door of where I
Bruh.
work because my manager operation
That's some crazy
is going to say
shit.
something to my
That's some
manager.
crazy shit.
That I cannot go out the front door of where I
Bruh.
work because my manager operation
That's some
so
crazy. I'm
shit.
like, wow. Okay. That's some crazy.
Didn't do nothing wrong. Go out the front door.
Then I proceed
Bruh.
to.
Because my manager operation.
I was like, okay, cool.
So I'm like,
So
wow,
that happened
that's
Monday.
crazy.
Then
do nothing
yesterday with the keys.
Then I proceed.
And I was
Bruh.
livid. I was
like,
livid.
okay, cool.
So I'm like,
So
wow,
that happened
that's
Monday.
Then
do nothing
yesterday with the keys.
Emotional damage.
I was
like,
because
okay,
now I'm like,
So that happened Monday.
then yesterday she keeps coming for me.
Emotional damage.
I was
like,
like, why are you keep coming for me? I'm just trying to do my job.
Emotional damage.
Like, why are you keep coming? Just trying to do my job. That's all I'm trying to do. Trying to do my job.
Emotional damage.
I was mad yesterday because
Why are you keep
it's bad
trying to
enough
do
that
my
I'm
job?
piecing
That's all I'm
things
trying to do.
together and like all these little incidents. She didn't say nothing when I was with my other colleague that was
It's bad
was,
enough
you
that
know,
I'm piecing things
Hispanic.
together, and
She didn't say nothing, but when I
like
by
all these little
myself,
incidents.
you say
She
something.
didn't say nothing when I was
My
with
manager
my
can't
other
even
colleague that was
tell
enough that
my
I'm piecing
manager of
things together,
operation
and
she didn't say that nothing, but when I
like
by
all these
Shanice did
little
this because she
say
would
something.
find a
Didn't
way
say
to
nothing when I
target
was
my
with
manager
my
can't
other
even
colleague that was
tell
enough
my
that
manager of operation
Now
I'm just like Shanice did this because she would find a way to target
my
me.
manager.
This is
can't even
personal.
Tell my
Now, mind you,
operation.
I just do
Now
my job.
I'm
I
just
stay in my lane.
Shanice did this
I got
because
select people that I
she
talk
would
to,
find a way to target
my
me.
manager,
This is
but I still
personal.
stay in my lane.
Tell my
Now, if it don't concern me, don't have
I just
nothing
do
to
my
do with me,
job. I stay in my lane.
I'm not in it.
I got select people that I talk to. at all, but I still stay in my lane. If it don't
So
concern me, don't have nothing to do with me, I'm not in it. Hold on, I'm trying to do something. At all, but I still stay in my lane. If it don't
so
concern me, don't have nothing to do with me, I'm not in it. Hold on, I'm trying
so yes, I stay out of it. I don't be into stuff that don't have nothing to do with me. Why? So yes, I stay out of it. I don't be after all
into
these
stuff that
incidents with my manager of operation. Why? I'm just like so yes, I stay out.
So I
So
tell my colleague, and
after all
she's a great
these
friend,
incidents with
the Hispanic one
my
that was
manager
standing
of
outside
operation
with me.
I'm just like I came to the conclusion.
So I tell my colleague.
Now,
she's a great
I'm gonna say this as an African
Hispanic
American
one that was
woman.
with me.
I've been through some shit. I've been
I
overlooked.
came to the conclusion. So I tell my colleague.
Now,
I was in a male dominant field.
as
I
an
was
African American woman.
you know, I have the experience.
I've
I
been
have
through
the
some
experience.
shit. I have supervisor experience. I have manager experience. Now, when I was a
supervisor, and I didn't get credit for it.
You
like
know, I
always.
have the experience. I've been
Um,
through some shit.
I had like
I have
6
supervisor
employees
experience.
under
I
me,
have
but
manager
you know,
experience.
Anywho,
When I was a
supervisor,
you know,
and I
you
didn't
deal
get
with a
credit
lot of
for it.
stuff
Like,
as being an African American woman. You deal with a
I
lot
had like
of
6
stuff.
employees under me.
I didn't had a Caucasian white man. You know, you deal with a lot of
was
stuff
very
as
racist
being
towards
a
me.
African American woman. You deal
But
with
I
a
was
lot
at
of
work.
stuff.
I was professional about it.
I didn't had
And he was sexist.
a Caucasian.
He used to
white man.
always
You know,
get up
you
from the
deal with a
table
lot of
and
stuff
very
as
racist
being
towards
every
me
time I came by.
But I was at work.
So knowing that he was sexist and he was racist,
and he was sexist.
and what's funny is
He
I
used
had
to
another
always
African
get up
American
from the table.
woman.
Very
She
racist
was
towards me.
a supervisor, and I
So
stayed
knowing
there
that
he was sexist and he
that
was
long
racist,
because
and
of
he
her
was
and because
and
of I
what's
had a
funny
good
is I had another
supervisor.
African
He was
American
Caucasian.
woman. He was a good supervisor.
Supervisor.
So when she used to talk to this Caucasian white man, he used to not listen to her because she was a black African American. When she used to talk
And
to
she was
this
a woman.
Caucasian white
So
man,
he was back in those times.
so you not listen to her.
Know what that means. So this is not the first time I didn't been overlooked. This is not the first time I had been around racist people in a work environment. I didn't been overlooked. This is not the first time I had.
So now that I'm putting a lot of pieces together,
racist.
and I knew there was
In a work environment.
Hispanics out there that don't like African Americans. So now that I'm putting a lot of pieces together, they don't. And I knew there was I just never came around them because come on now, California is out there that don't like African. It's a lot of Hispanics. It's a lot. My friend Cynthia's Hispanic. I've been in her family since she was 19. Never had an issue. It's a lot of Hispanics. So the reason how I put this together, my that she, because that she is,
Since she was 19.
never had an issue. Racist to African Americans. So the reason how I put this, and Hispanics like to they like to hide it that until they have kids. And then you get the ones that say,
African Americans.
I do not want my daughter or my son to have black kids.
They like to hide it
until they have kids. What? And then you get the ones that say, what? I do not want my daughter or my son to have black
So
this will be my, like, even my friend
You get the ones that say
Phoebe,
what?
she was with a man for 3 years, but she never seen his mom. She never seen his sister, his niece. The family know nothing. 3 years, 3 fucking years, and you haven't seen nobody in his family. So she kept pushing the issue.
She never seen
his
sister.
And the family know nothing. He finally said that the reason why I don't take you around my family is because they do not like African Americans.
And now, if you know your history, that the reason why I don't take you around my family is because they Hispanics, African American. Y'all were slaves too. And now, if you know your history, you would think that Hispanics would be allies. Hispanics, not in my experience. Now, some people might have different experience. My 19-year-old niece, you would think that has a totally, she has a different experience. Not in my experience. Now, some people might have different experience. And I am gonna tell you, my niece is smart. You would think that has a in everything. She has a different experience. So, yesterday, I am gonna tell you, my niece is smart. You would think that has a in everything. She has a different experience. So, yesterday, I am gonna tell you, my niece is smart. You would think that has a in everything. Sorry. So, yesterday, I am gonna tell you, my niece is smart. You would think that has a in everything. Sorry. So, and yesterday, I am gonna tell you, my niece is smart. So yesterday, why I was mad, and I tried to stay at work. I tried, but I kept my mind just kept putting the pieces together. When and I don't go around playing the racist card. I don't. I kept my mind just kept. I don't say a person is racist, not just off the bat. And I don't go around playing the racist card. Gotta get pieced together. And yesterday, it was made clear is racist, not just off the bat. You didn't give me the keys. For years. Gotta get pieced together. And I was by myself and I needed the keys so I can do my job. My manager comes in, she's like, I know the issue with, not having keys, but can we keep the keys? My manager, she is Hispanic. She's like, sure, no problem. I know the issue with, I can't get credit for anything I do because she would target me. She is Hispanic. She's like, sure, no problem. So I'm just like, okay. So that leads me to think credit. You is for anything racist because she would target me. She is Hispanic. She's like, sure. And yes, I am. So that leads me to the third African American woman in this business. The other two been there for years, longer than my manager of operations. So that leads me to the third African American woman in this business. The other two been there for years, longer than my manager of operations. So that leads me to the third African American woman in this business. So I'm like, okay. And I just couldn't stay there. I was trying to finish my job, but I was so mad I just couldn't stay there. So I text my boss and I said, okay. I think my manager had just couldn't stay there. I was trying to finish my job. I think she knew that I was mad. So I text her. I said, I am so sorry. I need to go. My manager had I need to go because I think she knew that I was mad. I've been there for 4 years. So I text her. I said, I applied to be a manager. I got denied within 24 hours. And I knew they was not. They haven't even started pulling applications. And I was denied. So I'm like, okay. And my manager really don't say nothing because she knows that I did her job. They haven't even started pulling applications. She knows I was here by myself. And I was denied. So I'm like, okay. And I know my manager of operation thought I would sink. But bitch, I did not sink. I fucking floated, motherfucker. I handled all the motherfucking labs by myself, motherfucking exams by myself. But I did sink. I floated, motherfucker. I handled all the motherfucking labs by myself, motherfucking exams by myself. But I did it by my motherfucking self. I did it by my motherfucking by myself. I did it by my mother. So by myself. My manager texted back. She said yes. Because I already had finished. Let's be honest. I already finished my work. I did it. And she's like, yes. If there's any other thing you have in mind, let me know so I can tell the new. Because I already had finished. Let's be honest. I already finished my work. It took them 3 years to give me another lab assistant. Yes. If there's any other 3 years, just like they, let me know. It took them 6 months to get the new. Because I already had finished. Let's be honest. I already finished my work. It took them 3 years to give me another lab assistant. So if there's any, I proceeded to leave. I left. Clocked out and left. I then was driving. So I was trying to call my friend Laura. Now Laura is the same age as me. She has experience. She knows where I come from. You know, I don't think my manager understands now Laura why I'm mad. Because you have to be put in you have to be put in these positions, and because he's Hispanic people, I'm sorry, y'all tend to look out for your motherfucking selves, which is nothing wrong with that, but y'all tend to think that everybody owe y'all something. And African Americans, I'm sorry, we have it rough too. We have it rough, which is nothing wrong with that. As well, y'all had it rough. Everybody owe y'all something. But I can't believe this still applies. And this is not the first Hispanic that I run through that was racist. We have it towards African Americans. As well, y'all had it rough. Everybody owe y'all something. But I can't believe this still applies. And this is not the first Hispanic that I run through that was racist. We have it towards African Americans. One is my manager of operations. But I can't believe this still applies. And this is not the first Hispanic that I run through that was racist. We have it towards African Americans. One is my manager of operations. But I can't believe this still applies. And this is not the first Hispanic that I run through that. I'm sorry, my one is my manager of operations. But I can't believe this still applies. I'm sorry, sorry, that was my colleague. So I'm talking to my niece. She kind of just hips me up. So I'm gonna tell y'all what my niece said, and she's 19. By the way, so I'm talking. This is what she says. She said, "Hey, auntie." She kind of just hips me up. So I'm gonna tell y'all what you're doing. And she's 19. You know what? I'm gonna stop right there. Come back for a. She said, "Hey, auntie." Part 2.